Okay, welcome back, guys. We are back now with the what is it? The fourth game, I think, of Indie Showcase Saturday, and this one is, this is a friggin' trip. This is PUSS, which is a this comes to us from a small dev called Team Coil. I mean, just look at this. This thing is badonkers. It's out on PC, Mac, and Linux. It is $10 US, $9.99 or $11 Canadian, and it is a game about insane, absurd, and intense avoid 'em up game about a cat. I've played a little bit of this before. You've got to see this to believe it. It's incredibly challenging, and it is a bloody mind trip, this game. This must have been thought of in a crazy, like, drug-induced haze or something. But it's really interesting. It is another really, really hard game. But it's got some mojo to it that you guys really need to see. So I've played a little bit of this. So we're going to fire it up. Now, let me know how the audio is, guys. This game is very, very overmixed. The default audio settings completely blow your ears out. I cut the volume for the game by half. Let me know if it's still too loud and if you can't hear me over it. But yeah, this thing is, boy. Also, I still don't know why I'm stuck in Steam Big Picture mode because my Steam Link is not turned on, but whatever. This has a pretty funny intro, too. This is like the story about a cat that ends up getting sucked into, like, Japanese, like, epilepsy anime. It's so weird. I like the little VHS effects, though. This is an arcade game through and through, to be honest with you. And the thing that I think is cool about this is a game that can only be on PC because you have to play it with a mouse. You cannot play this with a controller. It will not do a controller properly. There's just no bloody way it would. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty well put together. So it has another retro aesthetic, but it's got leaderboards. It's got a full suite of achievements that have tracking in them, which I really like. A lot of games don't do this. I like games that do this sort of achievement tracking thing. You have all these little avatars that you can pick for your cat if you like. Oh, I like that one. And it is a run-based game. It's not really a roguelike. I mean, it kind of is, but not really. It's just a really, really hard run-based platformer. Ultimately, you have to get through all of these different worlds and then take out the weird Satan cat in the center, I guess, if you want to call it that. But so I'll show you how this works. But you control your cat with the mouse, and you have to drag the icon through the levels. So it's a maze-like thing. See this? And you see there, it says I have 9 lives to start. 9 lives, get it? And you get points for going through a level, and you get extra points for doing it fast. You get extra points for not taking damage. You get extra points for all of these things. And you are aiming to get a high score as well. But every time you fill this meter, you get another life. Which may sound like it's handing out lives like candy, but on the later levels, it really doesn't. And on the later levels, it gets brutal. Like, you will chew through, like, 10 lives to get through one level in the later portions. Also, the boss fights in this are really hard. I've only done one. See, this is just the first world, so I have to go through all these levels. The levels they're not randomly generated, but they are randomly selected. So World 1 is not the same number of levels each time, and as you can see, it demands sometimes some real precision. So you see, I did really well there because it was basically a flawless run. So that's why I got that. Like, you see how ridiculous this is? Like, look at this. And that's the thing. You want to do it fast, but you also don't want to take any damage. And also, you will get, because you see there, you see how my score is ticking down? Because the longer I take, you actually lose score from your overall score. So it really does incentivize you to move quick, but it's very hard. And also the visuals, the audio-visual design of this game is completely insane. And you will lose, you will get distracted very, very easily. Like, the levels, the visuals are so, like, look at this! Like, look at this! This is mental cakes! And you see what you have to do here? So I have to follow this around and then get in here. Like, look at this. Like, this game is a bloody fever dream. Okay, I don't know what that... Oh, that icon was a checkpoint. Right, I forgot. This game... Certain levels in this game do actually have checkpoints. I think. Or rather, you have to pick that thing up before you can leave, maybe is what it is. I think it's an objective you have to pick up before you leave. I'm not sure. You see what I'm talking about, though? Like, this does look like a game, like, there are no shortage of games out there, right, that do the thing where the visuals and the audio are completely trippy because their goal is to be like, look how nuts our game is, man, and they use that to hide the fact that it's not actually a very good game underneath. They're just they're trying to get attention with the insane visuals. But that's not the case with this one. This is a game that has one very specific mechanic involved. You know, there's no combat in this. This is all about, and it's not even a platformer really, right? It's about, it's a puzzle game ultimately, but it's really, it's not even really a puzzle game. It's a reflex game. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. This game is really a game about reflexes and very precise movement. I'm not sure what I got from picking up that little clock piece, but I actually don't know. Oh, it moves the things. Yeah, it temporarily moves the level pieces so that you can get in there. Oh my god. This is really just a precision maze game in a lot of ways. It's not a hard... Oh, my brain is burning. Oh, dear Lord almighty. Okay, wow. See what I mean about how the amount of lives this hands out doesn't really mean much? Yeah. Ugh, this game is a... Ah! So things in this get very tricky very quick, and you've really... This is actually not the best game to stream because it's really hard to pay attention. There we go. But it's so weird. But it's also really well made. Like, mechanically, it plays great. It's just based on mouse movement, right? Like, that's all you're doing here is moving your mouse in as precise a way as possible. This is a game where I could... Ow! This is a game where I could see having a good gaming mouse potentially being very useful. I have a good gaming mouse. It's an older one. It's a G500S, but it still does the job quite well. Oh, this game hates me. I do believe those little save icons, those little discs, are checkpoints. So if I can get there... There we go. Like, you see what I mean, though? Like, look at the precision this demands here because of avoiding the blinking squares. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. And I'm really... It's really compelling, this game. This will frustrate the ever-loving crap out of a lot of people, I suspect, especially because it is kind of roguelitey, or roguelikey, in that it is run-based. And there's 5 worlds to get through, so this is a game that will kick your ass and demands a lot of precision out of you and a lot of very this is another get good game, without a doubt. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Where do I even have to? Okay, I have to go there. Oh god. And like, look at this like golden teeth and crap that are like, what is game? Like, even technologically, this is kind of impressive, right? Like, who would have made, like, probably from a programmatical standpoint, pulling all this stuff off was probably not the easiest thing in the world. Okay, so here's the first boss. I have actually beaten this boss before, but it's not easy. And the one thing I don't like about the boss levels is it has a little platforming thing like this that you have to do, and you have to do this every time you die and do the boss level again. And this doesn't really mean anything, right? Like, you're just moving through this here, and you have to go through all this every time before the fight starts, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm kind of not sure why they did that.
My brothers and sisters, the prophecy has been fulfilled.
Also, what? Listen to this voice acting.
Now is the time for the sacrifice.
Well, voice acting, it's probably
Cerberus the Great, the mightiest of the sons of Gehenna.
These are Satan cats, basically, that we're taking out.
Take this flesh as our gift for you, and spill your blessing upon us. Bless us. Bless us.
Like, what? So I'm taking out Cerberus, which is basically a giant chihuahua head, but as you can see, this turns into more or less a bullet hell. And if I remember correctly, you have to collect these POW things. And you get enough, yeah, right, you collect the POW things, and that's how you, yeah, when I get full charge, you do this. And you have to do this. Swipe him in the face until your power runs out. This game is insane, guys. But it's also, as I said before, it's pretty compelling in a weird way. Like, it is a complete mind trip that makes basically no sense. But it plays well. It's very, very hard, and it's something, frankly, I don't ever see myself being able to finish, because it's just too... Getting through the first level is hard enough, and this game is super mean. Like, it's super hard. And there's a lot of levels to it, so I don't know... Mash the mouse! So I don't know if I could ever see myself finishing this, but... Rule of threes, people. It's ridiculous. But in a way that I find really endearing. Like, this is a dev that just, I don't know, while they were on shrooms one night or whatever, said, like, look at it! Like, this is a dev that one night when they were on shrooms just said, hey, you know what we're gonna do? Dude, I got this crazy story about a cat that gets sucked into a TV, and it's gonna be a total acid trip, and bro, it's gonna have to like fight a Cerberus Chihuahua face and avoid bullets and then swipe it to death in Technicolor, okay? Like, you get it, right? How amazing is this? Like, bro, we're gonna code this so good. And I got him again, nice. Wow, that cat is indifferent to its pain. Well, I got a bunch more lives for that, which is good. level 2, or the second level in this absolutely beat me to death, so... Whoops. Oh, crap. I re-entered World 1. I didn't mean to do that. You can do that, by the way, if you want. You can choose to re-enter old worlds to get more points, which, you know, that was not what I meant to do. The second level, or to get more lives, I guess, is the other thing. Actually, I saw the red X there. I think I can actually back out of this.
Hello.
What?
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want the soundtrack for this game. So I think... No. Oh. Okay, maybe not. That's to restart and quit. It looks like I actually can't go back to the menu. Oops. Oh well. Maybe I can beat my top score. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, basically the levels get harder. As one would expect. As you progress forward, the levels get more difficult. But yeah, this game is an absolute mind blast. And I kind of like it. I think some people will probably find this a mite expensive at its asking price, but there's a fair amount of content and definitely a lot of challenge in this. So I don't know if it's actually a... I don't think it is a bad value, if I'm honest with you. Well, I beat my top score, so... Obviously, it's very hard, it's very challenging, like, look at this, right? And it is going to... It will frustrate you. There is no... Ow. There is no doubt that this game will frustrate you. And if you're someone who rages out at challenge games like this easy, and I can't blame you if you are, probably not really your scene. But... my God, does this thing stand out from an audio-visual perspective. And whether you think this is trippy or just kind of a, you know, a dumb attempt to stand out, this was probably pretty hard to program. And as said before, this is very challenging. But in a way that is very satisfying when you pull it off. Ow, balls. Gotta get over here real quick, and then... ding! Okay. I cracked 20 Gs, so that's alright. It is annoying that I have to do the first world over again, because I really did not mean to do that, but, you know, such is how things go sometimes. Oh, interesting. I didn't know there was a shortcut out of that level. That's really handy. But you see, I could see coming back to the first... What the hell on earth? Okay, video game, you are a dick face. But like, I can actually see how going back to the original levels like this in the middle of a run could be a good idea, because while you're taking a risk, you can get a lot more points, and by extension of that, a lot more lives, right? Which is really, can be really helpful for you to get yourself through some of these tougher segments. Oh, I can't believe I did that. What the See, this is a testament as well to how many levels are in this, because while I've done several runs of World 1 before, there's been at least 2 or 3 levels that I haven't seen before. So there's a lot of levels to experience and re-experience that you probably won't all get in a single run, which is cool in its own way. Okay, so unfortunately we've got to fight the Chihuahua again, but we can probably pull this off. So this is a run-based title, right? So it's really, though it kind of looks like something you could sit down and play in short sittings, it's not really, because you've got to do everything in a single run. And a full run of this can obviously get rather involved, right? If you want to be able to pull it off correctly. So I don't think we can skip this sequence either, which is kind of a... Okay, we can skip that. I've definitely bested my score a lot, which I like. Alright, so we did this once. We can do it again. We can do it again. Aim it to hell. Okay. There's elements of like some of the weird trippier parts of Undertale almost that this reminds me of. Like, man, what a weird thing. Like, I would love to know the story and impetus behind this thing, because it's just so friggin' strange, man. It's so strange. I don't think you can do it fast enough to kill him, yeah, in less than 3 runs. I think you have to do it in 3 runs. But yeah, I would love to talk to these devs about like what's this, what crap, I lost track of myself. I would love to talk to these devs about like what was the story behind this game and the idea for it. Like how did something come about? Okay, we're down to our last life here, so never mind, we're done. No, we're not. Wait, where am I? Crap. Okay, now we're done. Well, I thought that run would be okay. I was mistaken. That's too bad. I wish I'd not screwed that up and I'd run to the second environment. Oh, wait a minute. Can you choose to do these in different orders? Oh, you know what? I just learned something. It looks like you don't actually have to play this from that first area back and forth like that, like I thought. That's kind of cool. Also, oh my god. These levels. Oh, Lord almighty. Lordy, lordy, lordy. This hurts my soul. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna let all my lives run out because I want to take a look at the other area. Yeah, I didn't get far on that one. But let's just take a look at what some of these other worlds are. So that, I totally messed that up. I thought you had to do each World in order, because the first one was called World 1, but it looks like you actually don't. It looks like you can choose to attack things in different orders, which is really cool. That helps keeps things fresh, which I approve of a lot. This is a game, Sin, that I'm pretty sure was made by people on illicit substances, but no, you did not. This game is an absolute mind trip visually, but it's actually a pretty cool, they call it an avoid 'em up. It's only on PC. You have to play it with a mouse, and you have to basically get your avatar through these mazes that are increasingly complicated, and basically you can't touch the edges for very long, and obviously you can't get hit by bullets or things like that. It's really, really hard, but it's really kind of compelling. I actually like this. But we're at the tail end of this one. We're going to switch games pretty soon, actually. Covered a wide variety of different stuff so far today, which was cool. This was all stuff that was in my backlog for coverage. And I'm actually really happy that I've gotten a chance to show off such an eclectic mix of stuff today. Really interesting thing here. I just want to see. I'm in one of the higher level worlds here too, so that's why I'm having a hard time with this. Oh, are they gone entirely? Like they're not, or they're not getting more in before the promo ends, or they're completely gone, like they're discontinued? Because I didn't think AMD had discontinued the 570. Oh yeah. So yeah, and I guess you can't rain check it at CC or something like that to be like, yeah, they don't really do rain checks for that stuff. So, well, that's a bummer. Yeah, I wonder if that's why it was discounted. Maybe that model's being replaced with something. Because the next line of midline cards from AMD, I don't think is due out until next year sometime. Well, it took me all of that to get through that one world, so that was probably the right way to go. Oh boy. Yeah, alright guys, there we go. That is PUSS. I'm not kidding, that's the name of the game. From Team Coil is the name of the dev who made this thing. And yeah, here it is. It is on Steam. It is $10 US. Like a lot of the games today, you really gotta want what it's putting down. But I think it's pretty cool. I think it's interesting. It, like I said, it only can be played with a mouse, and it's very, very hard, and it will kind of mess with your eyes a little bit. But I think it's neat. I've kind of enjoyed it. I'll keep poking at it here and there. Apparently you can get the soundtrack for this, which is hilarious. Boy, you want something to take your friggin' your shrooms with, I guess. But it's neat. This is on PC. It says PC and Mac here, though. They say on their website that it was also on Linux. So I don't know if maybe you have to get it from somewhere else than Steam if you're going to get it on Linux. But once again, I like the fact that some of the games I'm showing off here are eclectic and different. Not for everybody. Again, very clearly not. But I like it. It's kind of cool, but I could definitely only play it in short spurts because my eyes actually kind of hurt from that. All right, guys, so we're making good progress here, actually. I said I would dedicate no more than an hour to each game, but we haven't really needed an hour for each game yet. So I'm going to pick another one and come back after that. So I'm just going to go to the washroom real quick, and then once again, you're going to see the stream stop and come back. If it doesn't come back after it stops, then just refresh. But yeah, we'll be back with another title for Indie Showcase Saturday very soon. So stick around, guys, and we'll be back in a bit.